This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Thursday, February 3rd, 2016. The title of this rant will be U.S. puts Iran on notice. Wag the Weiner. Before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to Jean and Roy. Today would have been their 66th wedding anniversary. They met in the late 1940s, early 50s at a place called Friendship House in St. Peter Claver Center, which were involved long before Rosa Parks in civil rights issues. Hopefully, in the remaining days that I have, I can find issues such as that to be a part of something that would be much greater than myself. But getting back to this, so Michael Flynn, the National Security Advisor, went to the Pentagon. That was a planned thing. Deliberately provoked Iran, a planned thing. Didn't give any basis for it that much. They had a little bit later on that he was going to put Iran on notice. Now, we don't need to get into the technical terms of why they were doing it. You could say yes or you could say no if they really met these terms. But let's just put it this way. Michael Flynn is a huge Islamophobe, and the minority administration, including Michael Flynn, they need a bad guy. They need a fall guy. Just like with major religions, you always have to have a Satan. You always have to have a Lucifer in there. They need a bad guy. Well, it's not going to be Iraq because we already did enough damage there. And right now it's not going to be North Korea because they got nuked. So this is what's going to go on. They need someone that they can be the fall guy with, and we'll see how much propaganda, how much they ratchet up that propaganda in the next couple weeks and the next couple months. And one of the reasons for that is because there has been a lot of pushback to the minority administration, as we've seen with the demonstrations, etc. They need their relevancy. Waging a war can be awfully relevant to get a lot of attention. So let's take a quick look back. Yesterday I had mentioned that the raid in Yemen, which an American soldier was killed, was planned by the Obama administration and then approved by the minority administration. Come to find out that yes, it was approved by the minority administration, but there was kind of a push at the get-go, and they knew that they might be going into a more hostile situation, and that there were let's just say combatants on the other side who are women. There were landmines, there were snipers. So they went into a situation that they were not fully prepared of. And of course, the minority administration struck back that we lost a true hero, and that we got information from it that they truly thought would save lives. And of course, at the same time, we find out they said, what was it, 14 enemy combatants were killed, but apparently there were as many as 30 civilians, women and children that were killed. So don't really, they're pushing it as a great victory when in essence it could have been a big defeat. And of course, we may never quite know all of the details about it. And then of course, Mr. Minority went to Dover to pay homage to the fallen hero. And he came back to the White House and showed a tremendous amount of, I won't say sadness, but it was obvious or it was planned that he needed to look very solemn when he spoke about it. Because remember, George Bush, he was very solemn when he spoke about his duty to protect the American people by waging war in Iraq. So he went to Dover, paid respects to the fallen hero, came back and spoke about it. If any more of this happens, see how much he acts like this, to see how much they're ratcheting up the opportunity for war. Now, at the same time, he has given his military, he wants the 30-day plan as to how to beat ISIL. We're doing very well with beating ISIL right now. One of the don't know what else he can add to it. Now, of course, if you're going to add boots on the ground, you can do a lot of things, more than you're doing right now. And one of the things, and you know, is this this is a signal that they're not getting the attention that they want, like I just mentioned, and that they need to have the military involved, because that will command all the attention while they're doing all kinds of, again, dastardly stuff going on behind the scenes. And do they already see that Mr. Minority's popularity is tanking, and they need to find some relevancies? And let's just go into that Syria aspect. The Syria aspect of, you have a no-fly zone. Does Syria really want you in there? Does the Russians really want you in there? Can you work with the Russians and the Syrians, who are also supported by the Iranians? Can you work with the Turks and the Kurds at the same time? Can you establish a safe zone with a no-fly zone with as many as 30,000 troops that'll cost $1 billion to $2 billion per year? How quickly will you set it up? There will be casualties, and how well are you going to handle that? And the big question is this sort of a setup to wage war so that this can be the issue that you're going to run on for re-election in 2020? Don't know. But let's just say I can see the propaganda ratcheting up in the next couple months for this. We'll see what happens.